Hello, you guys work for the DA's office? All right. What's up, bro? I'm a victim of a crime. I said I'm a victim of a crime of official misconduct, according to the criminal penal law statute 195.00. So, I need to speak to a prosecutor to file my complaints in regards to the crimes and offenses that I'm experiencing and file my misdemeanor complaints.
Have you been to the police, everything with all of this?
Don't need to go to the police. I went downstairs. I tried to follow with the court. According to 100.15, it says that a complainant can be any person with the knowledge and belief that offense was committed. Okay, so, and then you take it to case law. People versus LaFaro says a private citizen may institute a criminal proceeding and at times make an arrest, without a warrant. So here I am trying to exercise those rights, statutory and substantive rights. So, and it's not being respected in this court. So I would like to speak to the prosecutor's office because they telling me downstairs I'm not the people of New York. The law is not saying that you have to be the people of New York. It's actually telling you any person with knowledge and belief of offense being committed. So I'm filing my complaint. I'm trying to file my complaint, and they're referring me to the DA's office, and that's discrimination.
Speak to 9040. See the phone right here?
Yeah.
That's the DA's office. 9040.
Okay. Thank you. Ain't nobody pick up.
Voicemail?
Yeah.
Gotta keep calling back. This is 5 o'clock now.
I understand that. So you're saying this is the number for what? For the street?
This is the number for here.
What building? What floor?
Huh?
What floor?
No floor.
No.
You have to speak
It's
to them.
here in this back area right here.
No.
So
You have to
90
call them on the phone.
Right. So that extension goes to an office where there's
Yeah,
people, right?
You can't go to that office.
I'm not trying to. I'm just asking you what floor is that office on?
That's not the whole thing, bro. I'm telling you
It's
how it
public
works.
information, bro. You make it seem like it's some secret. It's not a secret when you're telling me
It's in this building, yes.
But
But
yeah,
if you
that's
wanna
what I
speak to
asked you. What
someone-
floor in the building? I didn't ask you if it was in this building. I asked you what floor in the building specifically.
Sir, listen to what I'm telling you.
I'm
If
listening to what you're
something
telling
I
me,
know.
but you're still not answering the question.
Sir,
Are you going to answer it or not?
no, because
No,
it doesn't
all
make
right.
sense.
Name and badge.
The only thing you have to do
113
is call.
Goodman, right? 113 Goodman?
Okay.
Fine. All right. Who's your supervisor?
People, I'm trying to tell you.
I understand that, Mr.
People
Goodman.
going home.
But you're not being good right now. You're doing a
I'm
bad.
trying
You're
to
doing a
tell you
bad
what
deed
to
right
do.
now. You're doing a bad deed,
I'm trying
and
to
the
tell you.
laughter on your face doesn't hide the fact that
I'm
you're
trying
being
to tell you
sinister.
what to do,
You know what I'm
sir,
saying?
but you don't
So
wanna listen.
it's not good. Are you a DA?
No.
You're not? Do you work for the DA's office?
Yes.
Okay. What's your name, if you don't mind me
Why?
asking? Because I'm trying to do business. So
Business?
Yeah, business.
We don't do business here.
What do you mean you don't do business? You got paperwork in here. You're a corporate entity. What are you talking about? So you work for the state. So my thing is, you're not a
We
DA.
don't work for the state. We work for the city.
You work for the city. So
Yes.
are you an officer?
I'm not an officer. No.
You're not an officer.
Yes.
So are you?
We have non-legal staff here, sir.
Non-legal status. So
Yes.
that means that you are working for,
City.
no,
We're city employees. Yes.
no. They have,
You're telling me what I do?
what I know, that this is the prosecutor's office of state.
Okay.
So either way, I'm asking to file a complaint with the local criminal court.
Okay.
A misdemeanor complaint, and they're not doing it. They're rejecting my complaints. I'm experiencing the crime of official misconduct.
Okay.
Okay, unauthorized exercise of official functions.
Okay.
And refraining from performing duties. All right, and that meets the elements that's mens rea, because they're knowingly, intentionally
So
committing these acts.
before a complaint gets filed and gets written up in our office,
Yeah.
it needs to go to the police department.
No, that's look. Here's what I'm saying.
We can't prosecute.
That's not true, because local law 700 states that you guys' duty is to file complaints. Okay, it didn't say who it has to come from. It can be from a private citizen. It can be from, and I have done it before. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit here and tell me that local law is prescribing only that duty to police.
Okay, so
you know,
what I
when
can
it's-
suggest
you guys-
to you is that since you have all the answers, call this
So
number.
what law is saying that the police have to give you?
Sir, I didn't bring most of you.
No, I'm
I'm
asking
telling
you.
you.
I'm asking you that
I-
because you're telling
I
me
know
that
law.
you have to go to the police first. Law is what governs the procedure here.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking
So it
at.
seems like you know where you're
So
going to
if
go, right?
you're
And I
going to
don't.
tell me that it's other than the law, the same way that this clerk is downstairs,
What did they
who's
say?
committed the crime against me, official misconduct, then it becomes along the same lines.
So this is what I'm saying. So if you're saying that the officer, the clerk
First of all,
downstairs
who am I
commits-
speaking with?
I work for the DA's office. My name is Paul.
Paul. All right, Paul. My name is Josh.
Josh.
So yeah, I'm
So you said the clerk downstairs
Yeah.
said,
This is Shanice.
okay.
Badge number 9185.
So my suggestion is the way we
She said that because I'm not the people, I can't file a complaint downstairs.
exactly
It's not
that's
true.
what I'm
That's
saying.
not
So
true.
the way it goes about it is that it has to
It
go
says
to
it right
the
here.
We have to
Says
write a complaint.
100 CPL 100.15 states the complainant may be a person having knowledge, whether personal or upon information of belief of the commission of offense or offenses.
Okay.
Okay, and I put the accusatory part here, I put the factual part here, and I put this right there specifically about the factual part so that they can read that first.
Okay.
So there's no confusion. And she, yet, after reading it to her and telling her, she still went and rejected my complaints and refused to start the action. The action is started when it's filed with the local criminal court, 100.05.
Is this the complaint you're talking about?
This is the complaint I wrote.
Who's that person?
This is the person that's the defendant. And I put her name as a defendant all through here. I'm the victim.
You
I
put
put my
the
name as
victim
victim.
on
Yes. And then here I am right here, Joshua Kelly.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
So
I
what happened with
drafted-
this case?
In this case, all of the evidence can be seen here at YouTube.
Okay, so are you telling me that this is a pending case right now here?
No, I didn't file it yet. They're discriminating. That's official misconduct. That's unauthorized exercise of official functions. So that's why I'm bringing it forward to the officer that it can be filed.
But it seems like there was already a complaint.
There's two of them. There's two of them. Yeah, go ahead. It complies with the law, the procedure law.
Where did you file this complaint?
I tried to file it downstairs at room 105
You
with the local
drafted
criminal
this?
court. Yeah, I drafted it. I'm a student.
See, this is the. If you have a complaint about this person,
Yes.
he's the person,
Yes.
correct? You have to write an incident report with the police department for us to draft this.
Right. I did it. I'm a student.
I'm sorry?
I'm a student. I did it for you guys. Okay.
But procedurally, we have to follow procedure.
That's the procedure.
The procedure is that they have to draft, you have to follow.
If I was to follow with the police department, that's the procedure.
Right.
But I'm not. I actually try to go to the court directly, which is the procedure of the court. That's the procedure of the court that I'm complying
If
with.
the courts are telling you it's not viable, and then telling you
That's
right,
not
right,
no.
proceed, what did she tell you?
She told me because I'm not the people of the state of New York, and the law is saying that it doesn't require the people of the state of New York. It did not say that the prosecutor's office. It didn't say the police department. It says the
people of the state
complainant
is
may be any person having knowledge,
Okay.
whether personal or upon information, and
So you're
belief.
a
And
law
belief.
student. I didn't go to law school.
So I'm a student.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna have you just call this number. They can assist you and guide you to the correct person that has legal knowledge that can help you out and point you to the right direction.
I already spoke to Basu before.
What did they tell you?
This is a couple years ago.
And then what did they say?
They discriminated.
Doesn't hurt to try again.
I understand that.
You
Well,
said this just a couple of years ago.
right.
Try it a second time. You see
Then
where it
I
leads you.
just did not
Call the
full
number
extension.
9040.
I just did that.
And what did they tell you?
And it went straight to voicemail. He said you want to keep calling. It's after 5 o'clock. You know, basically that they're closed. And probably people left already.
Yes. You
It rang, you know, a bunch of
Yes.
times and then, you know, went straight to voicemail.
right. At this point, you're gonna be closed. You can call up back on Monday, 9 a.m.
My thing is, what is your position? Are you able to file this?
But that's the thing.
What's the
you
complaint?
can't-
What's the complaint?
So people take this literally as the complaint. The complaint doesn't mean that you make
This
a
is the complaint?
But it's not in a literal sense. Is what I'm telling you.
Bro.
What I'm telling you
Come
is
on, man.
if there's an incident between you and this person,
Yeah.
the proper procedure, the best way I can tell you.
So you're not a student and you work for the complainant?
Well, so
Students who are graduating normally work for the complainant.
like I said earlier,
Yeah.
we also have non-legal staff that work here.
Okay, but
And I'm non-legal
you
staff.
So who
So I
is
can't-
in a position
I'm telling you
that can
now.
help? Where's the prosecutors?
What
Would you
I'm
be able to
telling
take a
you,
copy?
correct
Take,
profit
take a
process.
copy of the complaint.
Mhm.
Find the person that it's supposed to go to in the complaint room, and then get my.
What I'm telling you is
Yeah.
going to say the same suggestions to you, basically. So the proper procedure is to go to the police department, write an incident report. They will put that incident report in their system, do your investigation, then it becomes
See, what the police department does and what they like to do is they disregard my complaint that I drafted. Even though you're looking at it and you're like, you did this, they'll look at it and then
because they still
conceal it.
investigation.
And that, no, but I have done it before and they concealed it. It has not gotten over to the prosecutor. The prosecutor said he never got it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm coming to you directly under one local law 700.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to file a complaint. Right, that's all. Instead of going to the police department. The police
So
department,
I'm gonna
according
give,
to,
like I said, I'm gonna give. There's two ways from my experience here.
Yeah.
That's one way. The other way is to call that number and they can direct you to the correct legal staff that can help you out. Because actually, this office, we're drafting cases that's live, that's being arrested now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this action happened
This
on
is
May
not-
24th. You know, and you guys can issue not search warrant, but arrest warrant. What's wrong with that?
But like I said, it has to go through the proper procedure, through the police department first, for us to draft
It doesn't have to go through the local law doesn't require the police. I told you this, you know this already. So why are you you want me to pull it up on my phone? It doesn't require the police department. And you know this.
There's no only two.
Where's the supervisor? Let me speak to the supervisor, please.
Good. Like I said, we have tons of cases we have to draft today. That's live. That's been happening.
I understand that. This should be one of them. I have the evidence right
It has to
here.
go through its proper channels.
Yeah,
and procedures.
it's not proper for me to deal with the police
But that's the
department.
thing.
I'm
We
right
can't
here
draft anything that way.
in the district attorney's office.
Like I said,
You
have
can
to go through
draft
an
it.
incident
Hey,
report.
listen, you have this, right?
Right.
You can draft your own based off these facts. I'm giving you guys these facts. So, yeah.
Josh, I
Yeah.
have two. Okay, so I give you two suggestions. That's
Yeah.
not that one way and then the other way.
But you're doing the same thing she did. She's rejecting the complaint. The law saying that you're supposed to, file a complaint
Right.
and prosecute all actions. But I'm giving this is the proper channel. I'm giving it to you, but
But
you're
I'm
rejecting
telling
it.
you, this is our proper channel for us to draft things.
I'm giving it to you, Mr. Paul. You reject it, and you're telling me this is your proper channel is the police department. That's not true.
Yes.
It's actually
For our office
you
to
guys
draft
are the
a
proper
case, a
channel.
complaint, yes, it will be when it starts from that incident report and it follows.
What
the-
law saying that? That's what I'm saying. That's discrimination. That's systemic discrimination. You guys are instituting
If
employing
someone did-
policies that
so someone did a
aren't
crime to
lawful.
you, right?
Yeah.
You say someone did a crime to you. What are you supposed to go to proper channel?
are coming right to the
To the police
prosecutor's
department.
office or prosecutor's office or the attorney general's
Yes,
office.
yes.
It doesn't have to. Those are
Okay,
attorney
so
general.
then if that's where it goes, like I said, phone call. Wasser's going to guide you to the correct channels that can take you. This office right here, this section, we don't deal with that.
That's not true, man. I mean, if it's not here, then where? That's what I'm asking you.
Like I said, call this number. They can take you to the proper channel so you can speak to the legal staff there that can help you out with the answers. So I can't.
I
Those are the two.
try to
Those are the
explain
two
it to you,
options.
man. I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many more times I gotta say it. I'm talking in circles right now. And ECAB is right there. ECAB I done dealt with before. ECAB is actually the people who draft these type of complaints right here. This is a misdemeanor and felony complaint, and yet you're telling me ECAB can't do that for me? Like, come
Like the
on.
proper channel.
But I'm a victim of a crime. Why are you telling the victim of a crime to go to the police when I'm right
Like
here?
I said, if you were the victim of the crime,
Yeah.
the incident report has to go to the police department for us to get that person
That's bad,
arrested.
man. You're doing real bad right now, bro. You're doing
That's the
bad.
channel that we're going to.
Mr. Paul, you're doing bad.
What did the police
Because
department tell you when you reported the incident?
I never went to the police department about this. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm giving you a written complaint, which I have the right to do, and file it with the the district attorney's office, and you're rejecting it the same way she did. And I have a right to file it down there as well.
Everything else in this
What you
world,
guys
there's a
are,
procedure.
yeah, and the procedure is that you file the actions, you prosecute all complaints, you know, but you're not doing that.
Those are the two options that I have.
Well, those are the two options you are circulating, but that right there is infringing on my First Amendment right to petition. You see what I'm trying to say? So you got rights here, and you're not respecting and complying with the Constitution. Constitutional law.
Judge, we can get it done easy. All you can do is
I'm giving it to you. How much more easy? You can give it to ECAB. Can you give it to ECAB? Someone in ECAB? Like, and they can contact me. I got my number. I can give my information. Do you have a form for me to fill out?
Like I said, those are the two options. That way, or you can call once.
So let me speak to the supervisor here. ECAB supervisor.
We are busy.
I understand
drafting
that.
cases.
And y'all work 24/7. So I want to speak to the ECAB supervisor.
What's that?
Bye, guys.
Have a good
Have a good
weekend.
night. Bye.
Where are you gonna go to? You've been here all
Yeah,
day.
I know. I'm gonna see.
Bye.
ECAB supervisor, please.
All right. I'm
All
sorry.
right, thanks. Affidavit control room. Hello? Hello? How you guys doing? Affidavit control room?
Yes.
I have a affidavit, the misdemeanor complaint here, and I would like to file it with your office. I want to file an affidavit. Well, what is the affidavit control room?
That's for NYPD cases.
Yeah, I mean, I want to file a complaint
Woohoo.
with you guys.
No, this is for, we do criminal cases here.
I understand that. I want to start an action here. This is a misdemeanor complaint.
The person's not here.
This is me. I'm the complainant. Verify complaint.
Yeah, but this is, we handle actual criminal cases.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually start a crime. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. This person committed crimes against me, so I'm trying to prosecute him.
Captain Brooks doesn't even work here. Who's Captain Brooks?
She doesn't work here, but in the factual part, I'm explaining that she works for the Attorney General's office. And
District Attorney.
I understand. So you guys not
No, it's
you don't work.
two different
But
things.
that's what I'm saying.
No, it's
Can you?
different matter.
But you can't.
No, you gotta go with them.
You can't at all start the action. No?
No.
So I just want you to convey that message
You spoke
to
the
Mr.
person
Paul. I
there?
tried to talk to Paul, but he's telling me I got to go to NYPD, but NYPD is right here. So why can't I just no. He wasn't him. Paul is somebody else that I was just talking to.
Describe.
He's a bald-headed guy with tattoos all over his head. So Paul basically went back to get the ECAB supervisor. So I'm waiting on him now.
Okay, so
So
we come out from here.
I understand that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that he told me I have to go to NYPD first and start the complaint process, right? So since NYPD affidavit control room is here, right next to
Affidavit control board. That's what those are cases.
what's the duty?
Okay, so I'll do
Responsibilities of the
explain to you.
affidavit
So,
control room.
affidavit control for NYPD is, I give you an example. I get arrested,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're the arresting officer,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So that arresting officer then has to draw the complaint with the district attorney.
Okay.
To create this.
Right.
So I got nothing to. This got nothing to do. You want
Okay.
to file a complaint
But
against?
I'm giving you-
ECAB. This is ECAB. That's them. That got nothing to do with us. This is nothing to do with us. That's ECAB. District attorney.
What I'm trying to say to you is it's already drafted by me, but he wants it drafted by you guys, basically. So I'm giving it to you guys so that you can draft it the way they want it, I guess. I don't know if it's I don't know what he's going to tell me. But my thing is, I'm giving it to you guys to draft it according, so it looked like he just wants to accept it from you guys. So here, you know what I'm saying?
I don't work for the district attorney, and I'm not going to hand nothing for this attorney. That's you got to do with this gentleman right here. That's his them. This is security.
I understand that, but what
Two
I'm trying to
different
say is,
agencies.
but y'all work together, obviously.
No.
Your room is right here. They're right here. So you don't.
The room is there because it's there.
Really?
You understand? Yeah, it is. It's
Just
like
there.
every other courtroom.
So the district attorney's office is just on the second floor in the building,
Yeah.
just because it's there.
This is the attorney's there. There's another district
Just
attorney
because
there.
it doesn't work with the
There's
court
another
at
district
all.
attorney on the 10th floor also.
So you guys don't work with the
There's
court at
another
all.
there's another district attorney in 80 Baxter Street
So
also.
you guys don't work for the court?
What? No, we don't work for the court.
You don't work
no,
for the
we don't. NYPD, New York State court officers, and district attorneys are three different agencies.
I understand NYPD is a city agency, but what I'm saying is you don't work directly with the courts?
No.
You don't,
Because the
but
way
you're standing in the court. The office is in the court.
Because
You guys-
we draw our cases up. Once we draw our cases up,
That's what I'm asking for you to
listen, I have to go downstairs.
yeah.
You gotta deal with this gentleman. Just pick up the phone and explain to him.
I did already. I tried. And I'm still waiting on just the call to come back.
Just wait for it. Just wait for it. He'll do it. But not go to 80 Baxter.
What's that? What's 80 back?
Right across the street is the main office.
Okay, yeah, that's where I went before. And
Which one?
that's what I was trying to tell him, that I went to the prosecutor's office, filed my complaints there. Yeah, he's, across the street. But he's, doing this systemic discrimination stuff where they have policies telling, just the same way, downstairs, he was telling me that they can't take my complaints, when I have every right by law to file a complaint with their office. Local law 700 says I can file.
Having a conversation.
So local law 700 set requires them to file prosecute all action.
So this person, Captain, is a district attorney? This attorney?
She is not a district attorney. She works for the Attorney General's office, but she committed a series of crimes. Remember, one act
What is it?
can, right. So
You don't want to answer.
look, so official misconduct. So an act that's unauthorized by a public servant, by law, or is inherent into their office, or that's unauthorized exercise of official functions constitutes a crime of official misconduct. So her telling me in the
To Joshua.
yeah, so her telling me in my letter that I got back that I can't, my complaint was unverified. My notice of tort claim, because I was filing a lawsuit. So she's interfering with the lawsuit. And the law doesn't permit her to send it back to me and make false statements in the letter that she sent back to me, basically. So that's mail fraud. You see what I'm saying? That's a federal offense. So now, it's also a state offense under the statute because it's unauthorized by law. You see what I'm trying to say? So because it's unauthorized by law, she goes ahead and commits the crime of mail fraud. 13, okay, yeah, Catherine Brooks.
No, I want to look out.
Yeah. I didn't even get to look up. That's how
It says in America. No, it's not. Definitely not, huh?
you just put
Attorney General?
Chief Bureau of Attorney General's Office. Bureau of the Claims Bureau of the Attorney General's Office. She's the Chief Bureau.
National Association.
National Association of what? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
So it probably has her duties right under there. The National Association of what? Yo, what what's that, yo?
Dude, you wasn't supposed to see that.
Oh, snap.
Don't ask him.
I tell him I need one, sure.
That was for you.
Nah. But
That-
I'm
that
not
text
Williams,
me.
though. I'm not Williams. I'm not Williams.
Yeah, that was for you.
Yeah, right.
It was.
Who's that?
I can't tell you.
Oh, that was Sluggy.
But
Yeah, tell I say yeah.
listen,
Tell I say yeah.
listen. I'm getting involved. You were supposed to see that.
Tell I say yeah.
It's definitely done. I don't know why they try to chicane it to us.
Yeah, but they were open 24 hours.
No, they don't open 24 hours. No, they don't. No, they don't. Listen, I've been here 12 minutes. They're not open 24 hours.
Complaint on this.
The complaint, no, if the district attorney's leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Realistically, they're supposed to be open 24. But they leave early. Hey, you gotta get sleep. But I get it. But my thing is that
Like the people that actually process the cases, then what they do once they sworn the cases,
Yes.
like sworn complaint, they leave it on the side. They have people, regular people just file down. Forgot the bag. But they leave it on the back.
So the law, I mean,
Definitely not.
CPL requires me to turn over the evidence in 15 days. I have everything in for you. So like,
It's definitely not.
I got the paperwork
I'm
and
gonna
everything.
everything.
But I'm just saying, like, if you could draft it for me, and get the process started
I
because
can't draft no paperwork for you. The district attorney's the one who drafts paperwork. I don't work for them. I don't work for them. I'm telling you.
But you just told me earlier you drafted the police.
When the arresting officer drafts a complaint, they draft it with the district attorney. The district attorney has to draft the case for you and then we sign it like the same way.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
that.
They,
I'm a detective, right?
I'm a detective.
Well, I need detect this.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Detect
Listen
this,
to what I'm
man.
saying.
Mens rea and actus rea.
No,
Yeah.
listen to me. If I arrest you,
Yeah.
I tell my side of the story to the district attorney.
Okay.
She draws up this complaint.
Right.
The district attorney draws up this complaint. I cannot draw a complaint for you.
Okay.
She has to draw up the complaint for you.
So what's the problem with you doing that first part for me
No, I can't do that.
Why?
I can't draw a complaint. I have to sit down with the district attorney.
and do that?
Yeah.
So you can do
you,
it, yeah.
No, you're gonna do that, not me.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. He telling me
You
he's
see
going
Shorty come out
to
and
NYC.
yes.
Excuse me. Can I ask you a question? I need the supervisor for ECAD. Would you be able to get that for me?
Why?
I have a complaint to file.
Who is she?
Huh?
What's her name?
This person. Catherine Brooks. Give me a phone number? Huh? Give me a phone number? Yeah, he gave me the phone number, but they closed at 7:05. So my thing is, you guys are open 24 hours. So if you guys are open 24 hours in a complaint room, there's a misdemeanor complaint that I tried to file downstairs, and it was
But she might not be here. Let me find if she's here. What's her name?
this person, Catherine Brooks. She works for the Attorney General's office. That's what she said.
You gotta work with me here. So, the way this works, right? You're a citizen. Crime happens to you. What do? You go to the police department. Someone needs to get arrested, correct?
Or the Attorney General's office, or...
But how do you prosecute that person if they don't have him in custody?
Alright, so there's 3 separate entities that you can prosecute complaints with off the rip.
Okay.
You're overlooking them. Prosecutor's office is one. As a private citizen, citizens can walk into the prosecutor's office and file a complaint. Done it before.
Where?
Across the street.
Across
Citizen,
the street.
100, what is it? One Hogan place. So now,
So
a
what happened with that
citizen
case?
can also go,
Hey, so what happened with that case?
that person who I gave the complaint to, filed it with, me and her was communicating, but I had lost communication with that person. So
So nothing happened
when I
with
went, right. Now, when I went to, but we did communicate in regards to the case. When I went to the police department, filed the complaint before, I was able to get to the prosecutor's office, get to an ECAM situation with signs of physical injury, such and such, so forth.
So you know how this process goes then?
What? That's with the police department.
Right. That's how we do it.
That has nothing to do with the prosecutor's ability, or duty, and ability to take a private citizen's complaint individually and file it according to local law 700.
And then what are we supposed to do after we file it? Then
What do you mean file it? That actually starts according to 100.05 as soon as the complaint
and
is
you're
filed.
telling us that we're supposed to be the one arresting this person that went against you?
Right. The people that you're supposed to represent the people. Yes. That's the people. I'm a part of the public. So I'm a victim of a crime, but I'm victim rights. So as a victim, yeah, I'm entitled to an attorney. I'm entitled to, services
Understandable.
of,
The crime happened. Police department. This is what I'm telling you.
yeah.
Police department. They investigate. They arrest that person. Was that
Okay.
person there when it happened?
Was that person there when it happened? The person there when it happened as over, how should I say it, while the person was at work. So while they're at work, they decided to use CPLR 30,
You worked with this
22.
person?
No. I mailed in my notice of tort claim. I don't know if you're familiar how lawsuits start. You asked me the question.
Are you throwing you're throwing
asked
legal
me
numbers
the
at me?
You asked me
I didn't go to law school.
was I there when the person committed the crime. I said, no. I said that it happened when I filed my notice of tort claim. That's what I said. For starters, I'm trying to explain to you what happened. So when I filed my notice of tort claim, the Office of Attorney General under the Court of Claims Act, Statute 10 and 11, states that they can be served and you can file a complaint. It's part of the services that they offer. Okay.
The Attorney General's office.
The Attorney General's office.
Okay. So that's one of your options. You can go.
Stage 1, filing a lawsuit.
Okay.
Okay, so I filed the complaint via mail delivery using United States Postal Services. Okay, so when I did that, what happened was she decides to take it upon herself and take Catherine Brooks,
Okay.
defendant Catherine Brooks, decides to take it upon herself, take my complaint, everything that I sent, and send it back to me, and put a letter stating that it was unverified, but it is verified.
By
Okay,
who?
by me. I made a declaration under 28 USC 1746. It's a law. It's a statute. It's a statute under 28 USC. So it's right here. This is the same statement. It's an unsworn statement that is used as a like force of a sworn statement. So a notary public and a sworn statement,
I'm gonna be honest.
it's equivalent to this. Okay, so I verified the complaint or the notice of tort claim, and I filed it with their office. What she decided to do,
That she actually.
so no fraud prohibits individual, says whoever. Yeah, hold on. One question at a time. You can't ask me 2 questions and expect me to answer both.
So let's start over from the beginning.
No, hold on. Whoa, slow down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me answer the first question. But okay, so how am I going to answer the questions if you want to talk about something else? So
I was gonna ask you what.
see, I can't answer the first question because you bombarded me right now with questions. Which question do you? Hold on. Let me answer the first question.
Okay.
So the crime was mail fraud. Mail fraud is 6 elements to it, all right?
Okay.
And I explained that in the link here, all right? There's 6 elements to mail fraud, and her actions met all of them. 1, she defrauded me,
Okay.
tried to deceive me, trick me by sending me back CPLR, the letter using CPLR 3022, okay, which only give her the authorization to reject unverified complaints, right? My complaint was verified under 28 USC 1746, as you see here, okay? So because it was verified, that's fraud. See, but she also made a statement stating that it's treated as a nullity. You can't treat a verified complaint as a nullity and send it back when it's verified. What you're supposed to have done under the Court of Claims Act, Statute 10 and 11, was file it and keep record of it. Clear and accurate record of the complaints, right? So she tries to comply with the law rules of a court, okay, because under the Court of Claims Act, but she's not doing so. And it's unauthorized for her to do that under the 18 USC 1341, which is mail fraud, the statute prohibiting mail fraud, all right? So now she's depriving me of money that I use to pay for the services for U.S. Postal mail delivery. And she's also depriving me of honest services when she does that. I'm not getting honest services from USPS nor from the Attorney General's office, who's supposed to extend listen, I told you she works for the Attorney General. But the Office of Attorney General, once they receive a notice of tort claim, it's supposed to extend the time required for a notice of tort claim from a year and 3 months to 2 years. So I have 2 years to file my complaint. Now, she obstructed justice. She actually obstructed the correspondence of my complaint between me and the Attorney General's office regarding the extension of the time. So she's hindering prosecution in that way. So there's several crimes. So what's going on is that I'm not getting the services, the advantages, the full and equal benefits of the public accommodation, of the services of public accommodation when she does that. You see what I'm saying? And that's I paid for the services to be sent there, and she obstructed or infringed on my right to petition by sending my mail back to me. So it's unauthorized under the statute of 18 U.S.C. 1340. You know what I'm saying? And now, imagine this. Every time I send out a notice of tort claim, they keep sending it back to me. Just because nobody wants to do nothing about it, it won't stop. So it has to be stopped. And this is the way you stop it. Holding them accountable for what they have done.
For you sending mail to them and sending it back to you?
And costing me dishonest services and lost of money. You know what I'm saying? I sent it there, and I have to send it back to you and go swear, and I have a right to freedom of religion. You see what I'm saying? And just because my God is saying that you're not supposed to swear, okay? Yet you're subjecting me to swearing by doing that and increasing costs. You see what I'm saying? That's not fair to me. That's unauthorized coercion. I have every right to abstain from engaging in that action of swearing. She's coercing me, compelling me, pressuring me to swear and pay more money for something that they supposed to have accepted to begin with. A verified complaint. It was already verified. Just the same way this is under 28 U.S.C. 1746. Read the statute yourself. 1746 tells you that it's verified.
So, our prosecution office, right?
Yeah.
We can't prosecute anyone if they're not held, if they're not arrested.
No, that's not true. The prosecution starts when you file a complaint in court. That's when the action starts. Then you go ahead and file for an arrest warrant. Okay, a motion for an arrest warrant. That happens after the action starts. You trying to tell me that you can't do that unless the arrest is not true.
So what's the crime again?
The crime is official misconduct. It's a part of this.
What's the crime?
The crime is official misconduct. I put in coercion there because the facts also meet the subsections of coercion. 130 in the third degree, 135.60. So it's official misconduct. That's the crime. Unauthorized exercise of official functions. She committed the acts of mail fraud. She met all the elements of mail fraud. I can prove it. I did on that link, and I can do it in person too, if you need.
Josh, I don't know where to begin and where to start. I'm lost.
Alright, so begin by reading the complaint. There's a factual part, and there's an accusatory part.
Okay.
And you can see the law stated above the factual part that
So
complainant.
all you want to do is file a complaint without
With your
having
office.
this person not arrested.
No, I didn't say that. I said start an action, and then from there, motion for the arrest. Get the person, get the arrest
So you're
warrant.
telling me we shouldn't start with an
Procure arrest,
investigation?
please, and
With the
procure.
police department.
If you can, if you want to go, if that's what your responsibility is,
It's
to
your
transfer
responsibility
to.
as a citizen you're the one who
No.
was the victim,
That's
correct?
not true.
But you said you're the victim.
I'm a victim of a crime. Yes,
You go to the police department.
I'm going to the
because
prosecutor's office because I'm in the court.
You have to go to the police department, tell them what the crime was, an incident report gets generated, then you move from there.
All right, so so are you guys responsible for transferring a complaint,
A complaint will be
verified complaint
drafted.
to the police department?
The complaint will be drafted when the incident report gets drafted by the police department, and then they will actually do an investigation, and then they found that person did do a crime to you, because you're the victim. Then you start from there. Then you can start drafting your complaint.
Okay, so are you guys responsible for transferring the complaint to the police
No,
department?
it's, like I said, it starts with you. Remember we were talking about the first option?
So you have no duty to transfer the complaint to the police department if you're
You are the
requiring
victim,
it to
right?
be
If
done by
a
the police
victim
department.
happens to you as a citizen in New York City, you tell the police department, this is what happened to me, this is the incident, the investigation starts from there, and then
You have a
draft
business
the
card?
complaint.
You have a business card? Can you, does the office have a business card?
The number, there's a, yes, there's a,
Office,
there's information.
can I get the
correct.
business card? I need a business card.
I don't have a business card, but the number is 212.
No, I have the number, I just need a business card.
I don't have the business card for the office.
I
So
need-
you already have the number, so why do you need a business
No,
card?
I need the business card. It's
I-
necessary.
Josh, I don't have a business card.
It's
Well, I can
necessary.
look and tell you.
Can I get a business card of your supervisor, anybody in the office?
But you know what it is, right? You seem like a very smart guy.
Yeah,
Drafted all this stuff.
I'm just,
You're wasting your time trying to go about it in a different way.
I'm doing it pursuant to local law 700 right now, but again, you guys are not complying. This is an admission. You're telling me to go somewhere else. That's what you're calling me. It's a failure to comply with your duty. Your duty is stated by law in 100.0 700 local law 700. Huh?
A crime was committed to you, correct?
Absolutely.
That's what you said. You go to the police department.
Or the prosecutor's office, or the attorney general's
But like I
office.
said,
I filed complaints with the attorney general's office before as well. It's not the first
so
time.
before it goes to us, it goes to the police department. But if you said you have another option of going to the attorney general's office, you can explore that option as a citizen. That's your right.
Right, so
Obviously, that's one right. If you want to go that way, that's one right. But like I said, if you want to go through this
So
route,
I'm doing that same thing here because that's also my right. But you're not. You're
but what I'm
interfering
telling
with
you,
that.
I'm
Like,
not interfering.
you are.
I'm not stopping you
By
from going making
statute.
that.
By statute. All right. So let me do this. You don't seem like you get it.
Ju-
What?
Okay, I'm gonna explain it one more time because I have to go. Okay?
No problem.
There's two options. You file an incident report that happens to you as a crime to the police department, to your local police department. They'll draft an incident report, and it starts from there.
We're going in circles about the same thing. I asked for a supervisor. No supervisor came out. What happened? It shall be
I'm
the
gonna tell you the
duty.
same thing.
No, I want to speak to supervisor. It shall be the duty of every district attorney to conduct all prosecutions, crimes, mens rea, actus rea, and offenses cognizable by the courts of the county for which he or she shall have been elected and appointed. It tells you right there, except when the place of trial of an indictment is changed from one county to another. And that's not the case here. It shall be the duty of the district attorney of the county where the indictment is found to conduct the trial of the indictment, so removed. Okay, no indictment yet. I'm trying to get to that point. Well, this is the misdemeanor complaint. I have the felony complaint as well. And it shall be the duty of the district attorney of the county to which such trial is changed to assist in such trial upon the request of the district attorney of the county where the indictment was found. Okay. That's not the case here either. He or she shall perform additional. How you can't indict? Well,
Or arrest
it's a
in the first
misdemeanor.
place.
It's a misdemeanor.
Okay, so
Okay, so you indict a person on felonies.
correct.
All right, so this gets
So
a
why are
rocket
we
now.
reading? So why are we reading that?
So because if you listen to the first part, you had it shall be the duty of every district attorney to conduct all prosecutions of crimes and offenses cognizable by the courts.
Right. If there's a
CPL,
crime,
criminal
right.
penal law is cognizable.
Right. So there's a crime.
So
You
official misconduct
your crime to the
to
police
the
department.
prosecutor's office. It shall be the duty. It didn't say the police office. It said the prosecutor. It shall be.
So if a problem happens to you, is there a district attorney in front of you to see the witness of what happened? Or is there a police
I
officer
have
that
that
happens?
right here. I have the proof right here. So it's common to say evidence, but that has nothing to do with your duty to prosecute. See, you telling me about to go to the police officer, you know, or going to the attorney general's office. Those are all right. Thank you. What's up, fellas? How you doing? Chilling.
Security. Okay, everything good? Thank you. How you doing, fellas? What do you want to do? The elevator or the phone, man?
What's going on? How are we doing today?
Good, how are you, my princess?
All right. So, I'm basically here because I have misdemeanor complaint I'd like to file. I understand that misdemeanor complaint doesn't have to be verified, but I verified it. So, I'm trying to file it with you guys. So, you guys are required to keep custody of all complaints as filed according to Regular Law 700. You're also required to file complaints. Speaking to him here, Mr. Paul here, he's telling me that you guys don't file complaints. Basically, you only do it when it comes to the police department. That's not true. Local law 700, as I read to him, states that it shall be the duty of every district attorney to conduct all prosecutions for crimes and offenses cognizable by the courts. Official misconduct is cognizable by the courts under the criminal penal law 195 principles. All right. This lady here named Miss Catherine Brooks, she entered my complaint. She actually committed mail fraud in doing so, and she used CPLR 3022 to use as a means to basis to make the misstatement that my complaint is unverified, therefore it shall be treated as a nullity. And she sent it back to me, which is not true. It's verified under 18 USC 1746. So because that it was verified under 18 USC 1746 and I was allowed to use unsworn statement, like a like force of a sworn statement under 28 USC 1746, she had violated the statute of mail fraud by making misstatements and depriving me of honest services. It says it right there in the statute that these are the elements of the statute, and pretty much I'm exercising my right to file a complaint, like as I did downstairs, and they rejected my complaint. Okay, Mrs. Shanice in the local criminal court. I tried to file it straight there. I come up here now because she's telling me a prosecutor has to do it. So I come to the prosecutor's office to do it, and I'm being told, I can't.
Okay.
Which is not fair to me. That's discrimination in the public accommodation. You see what I'm saying? And then the statute is saying that I'm entitled to those services. So, and not just local law 700, it's also saying here in 100.15 that the complainant may be any person having knowledge, whether personal or upon information and belief of the commission of the offense or offenses charged. People versus Lafaro also states that a private citizen, People versus Lafaro states that a private citizen can institute criminal proceedings at any time. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm not allowed to do that. So I wanted to just submit this complaint, if that's okay with you guys. You the supervisor of the ECAP?
Yeah, but I can grab it from you, but I want to really figure out. Let's unpack everything. What is going on that
All right, so Mrs. Richards here, Catherine Brooks, sorry, not Miss Richards. She had sent back, the 18th of May, I had mailed out my,
Is this just
my notice of tort claim against LaGuardia Community College. I was trying to sue them.
Okay.
And I'm suing them, but she rejected my notice of tort claim, sent it back to me. And you have to file it with the Attorney General's office, serve it upon them, if you want to file it within 2 years rather than a year and 3 months. Have you ever filed a lawsuit before? Different? No. That's the first step in filing a lawsuit. You have
Can I
to
ask you a
file-
question? For your civil suit, is it federal or civil? Or
It's-
state?
I didn't determine what
Jurisdiction that you
forum
have?
I wanted to shop in.
So the issue with a lot of things that you're talking to me about, the jurisdiction that controls is a federal jurisdiction, you're in a state prosecutor's office.
No. It's a misdemeanor complaint.
You can get petty offenses at the federal
No,
level.
it's nothing to do with the federal. This is a misdemeanor complaint. She committed the crime of official misconduct. That's what I'm filing.
Okay, so you want to,
Not a federal offense.
and in terms of dealing with the complaint, right? Are you stating that you represent the people of the state of New York
No,
against?
that's why I put the people of the state of New York.
I know that the people of the state of New York within this jurisdiction
I'm
represent.
not the people of the state of New York.
No.
I'm filing an instrument with the people of the state of New York. This right here is a misdemeanor complaint. Anybody can do it. It says it by statute. It says it. Complainant could be any person.
Yep, a complaint.
Acknowledge and believe.
It's not be any person.
All right, so the procedure is
The procedure actually enforcement would be what your accusatory instrument that you have, right? Which is what you're establishing here, right? In terms of stating it, and whether or not this is done as a proper accusatory instrument in this court, stating this defendant is that you're alleging that you have a local agency who's representing you, such as the people of the state of New York within this local jurisdiction. Would be the state.
the state and local, yeah.
So that would be us. But what I would like you to do, right, so then we could have this, speak to your local police officer, right, at your precinct, because what I want to do, the reason why I'm asking you
I'm
this,
telling you I told him.
I know,
What the precinct does, and what they like to do is, they don't give you this.
You don't need it.
Exactly, no, I do need it, because this is my statement.
I know, and they'll collect it, and we will collect your statements as well.
What it is if you're not getting this, you're not getting my statements.
I mean,
That's the point I'm making. So that's when it becomes, obstruction. If somebody's given facts and the police officer is not conveying the facts to the prosecutor and they're being excluded, then he's using his office as a public servant to secure unwanted privileges and exemptions for the defendant, which is not what I'm trying to do. So it doesn't matter that the police officers exist, that the agency exists. What matters is that you guys have a duty and it's not being complied with.
what I want you to do,
If I'm being told to go to the police department, how are you complying with your duty to where it says you shall prosecute all crimes and offenses?
so Sean, the best place to do for this, right, is that we have an intake line.
What is your name? Gabriel. And what's your last name?
Hyppoolyte.
Hyppoolyte?
Yep.
All right, Joshua.
Nice to meet you, Josh.
All right.
Now we bring you to the intake line that I'd
Okay.
like you to do this properly in terms of it. So we collect all the information and we have that and it goes to the proper agency so we can start an investigation into what you're describing as official misconduct. And that's what I'm trying to establish here, is making sure that you have the proper place that you want to go.
So you have an intake room within the prosecutor's office.
Right now you are at one of our intakers, but I think the best way that we want to do this.
So I even try to go to the affidavit, NYPD affidavit control room. They telling me they don't work with you guys directly. Is that true?
There's several different things, but I think what we would want you to do here, right, is, have you ever been to the Manhattan DA's website?
Yeah. But they have certain options. They don't have like every crime and offense.
You don't need
that to follow.
crime and offense.
I can't file on
I know. I mean, the aspect here is that we are going to investigate and pursue the charges that we think that is, since we're attorneys, right, and we've done this for a living.
No doubt.
I want to make sure that, you know, you have the proper investigation in terms of what aspect of public corruption you're doing. And
Are you guys required to forward the complaints to the federal court
no,
for federal crimes?
no, we're not required to do that. Alright, so, you have your cell phone?
Yeah.
All you have to do, type in Manhattan DA,
Okay.
report police corruption and misconduct.
Police corruption.
Well, you're saying that you're official miscorruption, right?
Yes.
Official misconduct. It will go, as soon as you go through there, you can submit everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
Go into your Google search, and I just want to make sure that you have it.
Okay. So prosecutor's office.
Just do Manhattan,
Manhattan DA's office.
and then also in your search you could do Manhattan DA corruption, right?
This popped up. So type in corruption at the top. Search bar.
Yeah. Do corruption.
Search corruption. Search. Okay. Big grab analysis, blah blah blah.
Oh, stop. You're almost there. Here. Go right there.
Report please.
Alright. And then here you go. Say no, put in stuff, and you can start submitting. That would be the best way to do it. We'll document everything, we'll have it, we'll start investigating it, someone will reach out to you and contact you.
All right. So do you have business card? Thanks. Because once I followed, I've done this before and I got no response back.
It's going to be looked into. It's not within my bureau in terms of it. I deal with a different type of work. But follow through there. It goes through our investigation division. We'll have resources in terms of looking into what there's alleging, and someone will be out to contact you in terms of everything.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Hold on a second.
Because some of the stuff that you're describing to me, I don't think that we have jurisdiction over. But I'm
Good.
just understanding. In
I'm
terms
so
of
all right. So if a person violates a federal law, constitutional right, okay, that's a federal law. Someone violates 18 U.S. code, right, and it's unlawful. It's unauthorized, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah, but that's still
unlawful.
federal.
Statute, state statute says that it's unauthorized exercise of official functions. That's it. It didn't say whether it was, federally, constitutionally,
We will definitely investigate.
because I could allege that the person violated my constitutional rights, right? Which I did.
You can make any allegation that you like.
Right.
We will look into is
that's what I
supporting
said.
everything that you're stating.
I said that they violated my constitutional rights and my statutory rights. But the constitutional right is a federal law. But that's not, or it doesn't trigger you to think that it belongs to federal court just because I mentioned the constitutional rights, because the state court protects both. So, yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. So just because it's a federal law, federal offense, doesn't mean that it's still not unauthorized. That it still doesn't meet the element of the statute. That's my point.
I understand everything you're saying. I'm just going to tell you. We'll look into it. File your complaint, go to the proper channels, and so we can start investigating.
So I can submit it right now while we're here, and you won't be able to see it yourself, basically.
No, I would not be able
Or go to your department.
It's not going to go to my
Like, even though you're ECAP, you can't take a copy of this complaint.
I mean, I'll hold on to it, but I think the main aspect that you want to do is to follow it properly, and I want to make sure that it's being addressed.
So it's not proper for me to give it to you. Okay, that's what I'm saying, man.
There's no issue. Well,
Yes.
can I have your contact information?
Yes,
so
you
we
can.
Make sure someone
Yes, you
can
can.
contact
So you have another business card and a pen?
you. Just put it on the back.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Josh.
Address and phone number, and then we can have someone reach out to you.
So I'm staying right here in Manhattan for now, but I'm moving soon. So
Well, how long are you going to be at that address?
no, so to July 1st. Moving. I'm in a shelter.
Okay.
My phone number is
What's the best time for you?
anytime.
Just ask for you to be patient with us. It's going to take time and spending for the
Please.
investigation.
Please, please. If I could do this every time, then that would be great. Because there's so much stuff that I'm being involved with as a black man to go through, and it's not fit. You know what I'm saying? And these people are taking advantage of the underprivileged, to be honest with you. And that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I just need some justice here. And I'm being ran over with injustices. And this is coming from the government itself. And that's not a good look. It's scary, bro. You know what I'm saying? As a citizen, you try to exercise your rights, and you just being violated by government officials. You know, and they're supposed to be upholding the law. They took an oath to uphold the law, like the lady downstairs. Also, I got a complaint. Take this. This was a complaint against the clerk downstairs, and she violated my constitutional rights. But she rejected my complaint. So she also committed alleged acts of her committed acts of official misconduct. It's not authorized by case law and by
What do you want to happen
statute.
on that?
So how can I
Same thing, official misconduct for her too. She works
Of
downstairs.
the kind of case that's going on right now?
So it's started action for against Mrs. Brooks and Mrs. Shanice. That's why I gave you the extra. Shanice is the one that I wrote, handwritten, and the one that I, gave to you that you filled it up
No, I'm serious. It's going to be.
is against Mrs. Brooks. So please, if you can, call me back and follow up with me so that I can know like what's the status of my complaint. That I can have some trust in these officers to help me. Anyway,
Take some time to look into it. Thank you so much.
all right. Thanks for staying calm and helping me. If you're gonna help me, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely want to look into it.
No problem.
All right.
Thanks.
You have a good day.
You too. And I may need to refer back to that complaint because it is actually, in fact, can you take a copy of this complaint here? Sure. Because this right here is actual evidence to this complaint.
Okay,
See
we'll
what I'm
make a
saying?
photocopy.
All right,
How
cool.
about that?
If
If
I
I
can,
can photocopy, then we'll bring you back to the.
thank you. I appreciate it. I'll wait for it. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Thank you. God bless. All right.